Nobody's on yet. All right,
Yeah,
welcome to live. Somebody say hi. we'll shoot the breeze. There we go. Sometimes it takes a few to connect. We got 3 people. Hey, everyone, drop in, say hey. Let's see how you are. You might notice I'm in different gear today because it's Monday Night Football. I'd like to thank Eric for coming on and kind of being a pseudo MC for today, my buddy. And it's it's a bummer you weren't there, man.
Yeah,
would have been fun.
Yeah, I wish I'd have.
But you know what? You might have screwed everything up for me. It would have changed destiny. I take that back.
It would have. Think about that. One boat number, one way or the other. One boat number.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We wouldn't have to field blanks.
Right.
And that's.
Oh yeah, the first day.
It was just yours. It was yours.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Hey Ron, welcome to the show. John, hey, welcome. We'll wait a few minutes here. There's always a few people just getting in and stuff here. James, thank you, sir. Tim, thanks. I don't know if I've seen you on before, but welcome to the show. Welcome to the crew. Thanks to all the crew. So I figured today here, spend an hour. Today's Monday Night Football, so we'll let that spool up. It's great to let things spool up these days and just go by the commercials, But the only thing that's worth watching is Super Bowl commercials. Thanks, Eric, for coming on and helping me out tonight. Hey, Brad. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So many people reached out. My phone was just exploding. People were wanting to talk to me. My head was swimming. My head started swimming coming into weigh-in on day 1. Actually, when I caught the third fish at like 1:30, I'm like, oh my God, I might have a chance. Wasn't thinking I was going to win it, but I'm like, I've got an outside chance here if I nail them tomorrow,
Yeah.
Because I saw a couple guys and Dustin came by and threw right on my spot where I caught three and I was looking to upgrade. And it was tough for everybody. Yeah. Yeah, so I figured what we'll go through today here is, do a little Illini, kind of final standings of the years, kind of have a shout out on us, so you guys saw the events or whatnot. Talk a little bit about the tournament, a little bit about the fun, some of the cool stuff you're going to see in the upcoming videos. I got a lot of stuff. I got a practice day with Jerry in 2 days, and both my boaters are really cool. I had all kind of wacky stuff happening that should have prevented me from fishing or being there, and all kind of stuff. We'll talk about that a little bit, and just open up the floor a little bit. Talk about the regional. They're really on the ball here. They got the regional packages out. Ron said something today. I'm like, see mine. And I just sat down and I don't go see mine. Oh, it wasn't in my primary email. It was in the spam. They thought it was advertising. So go look in your spam or promotions or sales or whatever. It should be in there. And I would like to thank, I believe it was Eric again. When I was down on my luck, he kept giving me good, positive mental attitude. He's even got the hat. You got the hat on? Yeah. I tell you, I needed it, and I swear to God, I used it many times thinking about that. And he goes, it's simple. Win and you're in. And I'm like, yeah, right. And then you might notice something new and a little shiny up over here, and we'll get to that in a little while. All right. God, I took some images of the screens here. Image file. Wrong one there. We'll get it here. Oh, where did I put it? Yeah, I put it here. Okay. Okay, so on the boater side for the year here, it was a close contest. Riley was kind of leading the AOY. It was his to lose. Patrick wasn't that far behind here. And he came in, he made day 2. And, of course, that's why I think a lot of boaters and or Illini co-anglers don't want to go there. It's a different fishery, and the guys are just total freaking hammers. It's, it's really hard to compete, but the only way to compete is to go down there and fish. And I'm lucky by, dumb luck or whatever. I fished LBL last year, and I caught no keeper fish the whole year, but made day 2 of the super. I blanked on day 2, just because of draw, exactly what happened to some other people. But it was a good learning experience. Like this year on Illini, I caught a bunch of bass. They're just king of 12, 12, 13, 14 inches, and they got to be 15 down there. So anyways, Riley wins it. Pat Odell, he just keeps coming in runner up. But I tell you, year after year of almost being AOY is probably as tough as winning AOY, because you do it year after year, and everybody expects a AOY like, Chris Johnson going 2 years in a row. Hey, who's done that? Roland Martin, Guido Hibden, and Kevin Van Dam. I mean, that's a pretty elite crew to be with. And then they were telling him, I saw the Mercer podcast, well, if you just do it for another 2 years in a row and 4, and you do it for another 3 years, you can break Kevin's record. He's like, that record ain't never been broken. Timmy Schneider up there too here. He was Mr. Consistent, like, some of our guys. Maybe didn't get the biggest bags like Chris Johnson or whatever, but he keeps getting fish here. Jeremy Mall, he won one. Andy Harper was doing really good early in the year. He was at the top and fell down a little bit, and he had some problems. Bobby McMullen was crushing it this year, and he got blanked on day 1 too here. So it's a tough fishery. Larry's up there. Hey, Larry, if you're out there, say hey. Hi, Brian. How you doing? And okay, let's go with the next graphic. Eric, any comments on the boaters this year in Illini, or how it shook up here?
No, I think you hit it. I mean, the guys that were consistent in the tournaments are the ones that are up there. Tim, like you said with Tim, and even Mario, you see his earnings were none, and he's up there, so he caught fish. It just wasn't the right ones. But I think that Wren Lake, really started the season off bad for the majority of the field, boater and co. And then that's how this guy was able to run away with it. I'll bet you for season, if we looked, that guy that's in second place, that's in your chat a lot.
Patrick Odell?
For the Coes. No, for Co.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You switched to Coes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Let's go. So the guy that's in second, if you could put him up against anybody this year, I'll put him on my team. Like he's caught him in every tournament. He's in the mix, and I don't think he caught one at Wren. I don't remember. I'd have to look. Sorry.
I think he got one.
Did he have one?
Second time, yeah, he had 2. First time, I forgot. Brad, how'd you do the first time there?
Did you?
Yeah, and he's always catching fish, and at least at shorts and getting lots of shorts. He's fishing a bunch of divisions. I mean, it was just kind of his year across the board here, and
yeah, he's had a great year. So yeah, so he blanks at Wren Lake and only missed angle of the year by 150. So he blows everybody away angle of the year. He catches one at Wren. So that's just how tight it is sometimes,
Well, right. And I saw Bobby McNeil going in. I'm like, he has to blank. If he blanks, it's open. If he catches one, he's untouchable. Yeah.
And he had one little one.
Yeah, by the skin of his teeth. Yeah. Yeah, Brad, what way to go. Yeah, Brad blanked that first one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you look at a lot of these guys, they've been doing it for a long time. Matt's been at it pretty long. He was right on my tail. I was worried about him, and I saw him at the tanks, and we tied on day 1.
Right.
Thomas Duke, I've been keeping an eye on him. I talked to him. I got his information. I was trying to track him down. He's a young kid. He's fishing 4 divisions. He came out of nowhere. He's from Pana, Illinois, where my lake house is and my lake is. So, I wanted to hook up with it. He's a nice guy. Mm-hmm. He had my boater on day 1. He caught his personal best. The big fish on day 1 was 415 a smallie. He's like, I lost like another 3 and another 4 and I had another one on. He, Gary had a top water place like on a 45-mile run south that no one knew about. It was just, well, a couple people did. And I'll tell you, those smallmouth, when they want that top water, they're blowing it out of the water. They're fun. Amanda, she's been really constant this year. You know, the one fish every time, kind of like Kim, but I think she got blanked once or twice. Dan Brown doing very well too. John Collins, he was in contention. Hey, John, you know, right on Brad's tail, right behind him. Gary was doing well. You know, he had a chance to win it. He had the biggest bag on day 2 at 6'9" here. You know, he's done this. He's a hammer. He fishes a bunch of divisions too.
Yep. He had Jim Young on day 1. That's my link that I've linked with the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And then at Wren, Jim's link took 2nd, I think. And then Gary had him day 1 at the Super and made day 2. And poor Jim blanked both of them. So kind of rough season for him. Yeah. Ryan, I think, you know, Ryan might have been AOI last year, the year before. Correct. He's been up there multiple times
for years. Yeah.
He didn't fish Wren. I know he did not fish the first one at Wren.
Yeah. Kim, we had her on. Yeah. Yeah, she got like a few guys just got one, but they got a 3 or 4 pounder on day 1 that put him in that put him over the bar at 405 or whatever that was here. And Dave Kiefer rounding out the top 15 here. So yeah, it was quite a year in the Illini division here. A lot of adversity, a lot of grinds. You know, our tough fisheries were even tougher than normal. The schedule was earlier than normal. You know, that Rend Lake, the torrential flood, like the first Toyota on Kentucky Lake. Oh my God, it was like 12 feet over pool, and it was chocolate milk everywhere. It was and the water was cold. It was. I'm surprised that tournament caught them how they did. Yeah, any comments, Eric, on that one?
No, I didn't fish either one of them. Besides Wren, I did the Wren one, and it was. But I really think it probably helped all the lakes. I think it made it fun. You know,
yeah. No, I'm talking about the Illini division this year in general. You know, what are your thoughts? Kind of in hindsight.
Oh, just in general. Yeah. I don't know. You know, hopefully participation picks back up. You listen to the different podcasts, and then I have a feeling there could be a change coming down with forward-facing sonar. I don't think that affects our division as much, but I'm sure guys just found out on Kentucky Lake that what happens when it's wide open. And you know, and I've ran into it in our division last year a couple times where guys were scoping, and it definitely made it tough. So hopefully there's some positive changes coming to help participation. You know, I think they got to try something, but the numbers being that low, they got to do something, you know?
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of discussion on it. You know, you had the big Bassmaster Elite Series news and the big coin toss going on at the same time last week. I was listening to that on the way down, and you know, we saw that Boyd Duckett, you know, GTO kind of interview, and he said it's coming to all divisions. He implied BFLs too. He wouldn't commit to it. Is it this year or next year? I don't know what they can do to do some happy medium that seems to be about it. You know, I think Mercer said it good the other day. Half the people absolutely love it. Half the people absolutely hate it. The only thing you can do is split it down the middle or so, and then everybody's mad at you. What can you do? What's a reasonable solution? So that's a tough question.
It is. I liked Boyd's interview with wasn't it him and Skip Johnson, and he or he kind of said, like, and I agree with him. I've got on my boat, you got on your boat. It's a technique, whether you like it or not. Now, it can be a very, very, very dominant technique, especially when a third to half, maybe more than a half the guys don't really know how to use it. They've got it. I mean, we've got it, but I'm not confident enough to go out there and catch 20 pounds on it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's still a technique, and to say like Bassmaster, I know what they're trying to do something, but I think he's got it right with the limiting the time in a day, because you're not telling somebody you can't throw a jig on day 2.
Right.
Regardless if you can look at them or not, or you still got to get them to hit. But like, so it is a technique in a way, you know. So I think he's got it right by saying they just limit it, then you can use it every day. There's no, you know, it's kind of on the boat, or it'd be just like me and you deciding where we're going to throw a jig in the morning. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so I think he's got it right. I just think they got to perfect how to place it and how to manage it, you know?
Right. I think that's key. And, you know, he made the comment about technology coming and electronic locks, electronic timing, all that good stuff here. I think they're going down the right path, and I'm really interested to see where they go on that. Yeah,
me too.
Okay, let's maybe move on to the super here, and I'll pull that one up. So boater, I only got the top 10 when I started this here. Here's how it shook out. Clit Knight was leading on day 1, and not by much. It was pretty closely packed, 17, 16, 14, 14, 15. My day 2 boater was Gary. My day one boater, he only got 1 fish. He's not super duper serious. He's kind of on the learning curve, kind of just retired, got the boat, really into it, on his way up. Great guy. We're going to have a great video here. Mateo, I mean, just all your hammers here. But, when you come in with 19 pounds on day 2, and I heard everyone talking before day 1 in practice, before going out day 1, day 2, it's been a really tough bite. The fish were in a really funky mood. They started moving. Some were deep, some were shallow. They were scattered. We had overcast and rain on the morning, the first rain in a while. The lake was 2.5 feet down over the last couple of weeks. It had just cooled off. It's just like everything you could do to freak out the fish, you were freaking out the fish. And I know everyone here heard that. And then a lot of, topwater bite, you always unhook, but a lot of people on, your traditional, jigs, minnows, chatters, fish becoming unbuttoned, more than normal, being a little finicky, not really inhaling it, just biting it. So, made for an interesting tournament.
Yeah. I wasn't fortunate enough to get to fish.
Yeah.
So I was watching that weigh-in all the way home.
Yeah. Cool. But
yeah, you're right.
Takes it down.
Yeah, there was definitely, you can see the predominant people that took the top spots there, the Kentucky Lake guys.
Well, yeah. And, like we were discussing before, and this happened to me at the Kentucky Super last year, you make it to day 2 here, scoper, and, it probably would have been worse, but there was a good topwater bite early in the morning that everyone knew about it. So you had to capitalize then. And on day 2, I got my 2 fish topwater in like the first hour. And then I missed a couple other bites we can talk about, but and that was a predominant theme. I think Brad said he's flipping a jig all day, and some other people are doing chatters or cranks or whatever. But just like everywhere, if it doesn't start out with a really good bite, as the day goes on, it gets even tougher.
Oh yeah, get into scramble mode, and and the boaters do the same thing from the looks of it. I mean, there was pretty big drop off once you got past the top few of what made the cut. Like when watching it, I thought the weights were low even for the boaters that made day two. For Kentucky Lake would have only 12 pounds to make day two didn't seem like much, but you could tell what was going on just by who was catching them, and
right.
Watching it from the outside in, you could really see what was going on. And I mentioned to you your top 3 or 4 guys that made it to day two, boaters, their codes didn't catch a fish. So then you knew it was going to be trouble for anybody that drew them. Like you fell in the perfect spot, it just.
Yeah, I was sitting there, and maybe we'll change that graphic here. Image. Okay, open. Okay, here. Yeah, so I was in the first group. I think I had boat 24, the last one in group 1. I start out the day. I got so many funny stories. I'm not just hyping it. You guys got to watch the videos. I'm not going to give them all up today. I had so many things go wrong. I almost shouldn't have been fishing. I don't know if I should have made day 1, much less day 2. I almost screwed up day 2. Crazy stuff. But to start it out on day 1, I get my guy. It was really cool. I practiced with Jerry, and I'm sitting there, and I was hooking up with Oliver Siebert. He's been on the channel. You guys might know him. He co-angled, now he boats a line. He's Hobson some, and I was asking him about what he was doing for the Ozarks. I hopped in that super, and I've known him for a while, and I was trying to find housing, and he's like hooking me up, and he's like, oh hey, want to go out to dinner? Yeah, I'm like, yeah, sure. He's like, okay, meet me here, and I'm like, John, you want to go out to dinner? And John Collins joined us, and I get there, he walks in with Gabe. so we got to have dinner with Gabe. That was pretty cool, and I mean, it's tough on Gabe. I mean, him and Jerry just knows the lakes really well, and he knows Barkley super well. He didn't weigh it in. He had a 3-pounder on Daywood, but Gabe blanked. I mean, it was just, man, it was tough, and there's a lot of luck involved here, my friend. It's always a mix of luck and skill, but as a co-angler, it's more luck because of your boater draw. You don't have control. It's you got to have perseverance. You got to have a good, happy attitude. You got to have positive mental outlook on everything, no matter how it goes. But anyways, this guy got a brand new 21-foot Ranger on Thursday. The thing's hardly broken in, and he's like my age. And he goes, I'm not going to bust our backs. It was a little windy, a little rough out there. We're just going to putter down a little bit. I'm like, I'm fine with that. So you older guys will know this. After you have your coffee in the morning and you go bounce around on a cold boat for about 20 minutes, it's time to make a pit stop. So we weren't to the first spot where my boater wanted to go. And he says, hey, I got to make a pit stop. You want to make a pit stop? I'm like, oh, yeah. He goes, we're just going to pull over here. So totally unplanned, pulls the boat over. We're taking care of the business here. And I'm going, hey, there's shad popping over here. Are you seeing that? And he's like, yeah. And it's like, there's a lot of shad popping here. I'm trying to put ideas in his head. He's like, well, you want to try it here for a few minutes? And I'm like, oh, yeah. Get the top water out, the shower blow, and boom, 15 minutes later, bam, almost a 4-pound smallmouth. I haven't looked at the video yet. This thing jumps 2 feet in the air like 5-6 times.
Oh, God.
I can't believe it stayed buttoned. But once I got it on the boat, I'm sitting there. I'm trying to get the hooks out. It's kind of crowbarred, and I got 2 of them, like, just, totally hung. I'm trying not to get hooked. I've been hooked before. It ain't fun. It's a brand new shower blow, and you know how sharp those Japanese hooks are, right? And they're smaller, so they penetrate like nothing. So I'm very delicate. I get the fish out. I'm showing it to him. I get a picture. I'm high-fiving. I'm doing a happy dance. I have so much pressure off. I haven't weighed in a fish. I'm like, dude, I think that's going to put me in the regional in the Illini this year. Find my call tags, open up the live well, put the fish in. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, oh, just taking a breath. Like, okay, man, what are you doing? Go catch some more. Geez, that was pretty easy. I'm looking around, can't find my rod. My rod's not here. Is it over there? Okay. I threw my rod in the lake, my topwater rod with my topwater lure.
Oh,
Must have happened is I had it in back, and when I was just so giddy. When I opened up the live well, I figured it hit the rod, and it might have been leaning on the back bow and just, and I didn't see it.
Oh, shit.
So I'm glad I got a paycheck. I can buy a new topwater rod.
Right. Oh, man.
So, okay, reload. I'm glad I had a backup, shower blower too. I bought, I had a whole, I've got the 3600s. I had a whole 3600 with topwaters. I knew colors, sizes, little variety, this and that. So we went back to it, and the boater got a fish and everything, which is pretty cool. And then we just kind of ground it out, But anyways, that's just how the whole, weekend, accident here, oops here, shouldn't have caught one there, lost that here, and some more stuff. Hey, Dustin, welcome to the show, and thanks for all the support. And thanks for all the support to everyone that just blew up my phone and gave me, support on the channel and coming up and saying hey and, talking to me. That's all really cool. So anyways, I putt around and, basically it's like 3 hours later, I jig one, and then we're hopping around, and about 1:30, I catch one on the top water, run into Dustin here. And I'm thinking, hey, not bad. I think I'm probably going to make, day 2, maybe bottom of the cut. You know what I mean? 14 boats, not 20, small field. And I come in the first flight, and, I take the lead, and I'm like, I don't want the lead. I'm thinking of Tin Horse Monty when he won his boat. I've seen that video. We've talked to him about it. I'm like, and I got behind the scoper last year, and it was so tough. And I'm like, I want someone to come in and beat me. In fact, I want at least a couple of 3 guys. So they get done weighing, and eventually, Anthony comes in at the very end with 9. Brady had 8 there. Brad comes in 1 ounce behind me. He comes over and starts yelling at me. I thought that was funny. And then I see Chumbler comes in at the end too with like 7, 8. And then there was a bunch of tiebreakers. There's tiebreakers for the cutoff and everything. And Robert Evans said, I got to get the tiebreaker rules out. And it's like, first it's weight, then it's number of fish, then it's points in the division. So thank God it helped me. I had no points in the division because I haven't caught anything. And it pushed me from 3rd to 4th, although we had the same weight. And that put me with Gary, which won it for me. It's like the same scenario that Gabe went through. Ross came in with 5. Dan came in with 5. Oh, I can't. Super tournament results. Let me take that banner off for a second. Hayden came in with 5 tied. Thomas Duke came in with 4. If he would have landed all of his fish, who knows? It would have changed the whole order. He would have had like 12 pounds if he would have landed his fish. He had my day 1 boater, those topwater fish in this out of the way area. And Arthur Brown, he just keeps coming in and making fish and sneaking in these things here. So that was pretty cool. And then you can see the total change in day 2 here, right? What, about half the guys didn't get a fish? About the same ratio as day 1 overall. Right. And onesie, twosies, small ones here or there. Anthony, he was top with 914. He gets 0. He was really a little bit frustrated. We were kind of exchanging views about, I think I'm going to be boater next year. We had that conversation out in the crowd, like a few of us had. And And then Gary came in with 6'9", the biggest bag and 3 fish on day 2. I was thinking for sure. I had those 2 fish by about 9 o'clock, top water again. I'm thinking, wow. I think I'm going to keep my 4th. Maybe I'll get 3rd, but to compete, I'm going to need 1 more big fish, and then maybe I can get it. Little did I know I didn't need it, but man, I kept my head down all day and just didn't stop. That top water bite died really quickly. When we started, we went through, we almost delayed takeoff because of fog, but it wasn't out there on the main lake up on the north end. But once we got past Paris, we hit some pea soup where we had to slow down to nothing. And then the fog was still kind of there when we were getting a top water bite. But as soon as that sun peeked through a little bit, it stopped. So we only had about an hour of that top water bite. And the second one, the largemouth, I actually luckily got on full sun. Just dumb luck chucking the lure there.
So was there any, did you feel like your practice helped you any, or was it?
Yeah, actually, we practiced on Barkley, and it was with Jerry, and Jerry did the preview. I had a top water tied on. It was a different top water than Jerry was using. And we went over there and we got started early. We got out on the water, right after daybreak. We went around a little bay. We saw shad hopping. We were both throwing top waters. And after about 15, 20 minutes, I had what looked like, about a keeper, about a 14, 15 incher, kind of whack it. And he didn't quite have it. And I pulled it and got it away from him. Jerry caught one on a top water too. So that definitely reassured the thought pattern. And I go back to, I saw Levi Cole, halfway through the day 2 weigh-in. And I said, dude, I want to thank you. You're partially, I got to give you credit, because 2 years ago when Eli and I was down there, I had known him. I had drawn him as a boater when he was still in high school in 22. I fished the Wren Lake Super with him in 22. And, we had a really good time talk. We've kept in talking. And when I went down to Kentucky Lake, like the next year, if it's 25 and 23, I said, hey, any tips? And he's like, put a shower blow in your hand and don't put it down. I'm like, really, son? Whatever. Put a shower blow in your hand and don't put it down. So, I kind of had that whispering in the back of my head, because in 23, I put that lure in my hand for the first 2 hours of the day, and neither me or my boater got a bite, and I put it down. I shouldn't have put it down then either, because it turned out to be, it was a little bit later in September too. So, part of it is your boater, your location, whatever. So that was still kind of sticking, kind of in my head too. And it's just such a great bite. I mean, I was going back to our day that you took me out to the Mystery Lake in Central Illinois, when you're like, no one catches it on top water. I'm like, I've been doing good on a buzzbait. I had buzzbaits with too, and you heard a bunch of guys catching them on buzzbaits, and I about tied it on a couple of times. But after I was getting those bites the first day and that first big one, and I heard other people, of course, talking about it. So I'm like, no, it's working. I'm not putting it down, And so I probably fished it 75% of the time, day 1. Day 2, since it was day 2 and the sun was out and the bite died down and the lake it was really too rough in some areas. We were hitting 2 and 3 footers in some areas on day 2. The wind kind of switched around to come around from the north and started huffing at like 20 or so. And it was really kind of rough. So, I pulled out a crankbait and a chatterbait. I caught a catfish on a crankbait. I had a couple of good strikes on the crankbait, but just didn't hook up. And I caught a short or two, and I had another big strike on the chatterbait too, and just didn't hook up. So, when conditions change, through hook or crook or experience or dumb luck, I was making some changes. And, the other thing I did on day one is, even over in Barkley, I had a couple of jerk baits with me. And you heard some of the guys were, scoping and jerk bait or whatever, but I know it's shad time of the year, and Kentucky Lake, a jerk bait's, just one of those baits too. And about the only thing I really thought I was going to throw, I didn't, was a spinner bait, because, my boater hit the spinner bait hard after the topwater bite. And unless he's crushing them, you want to be fishing something different. So maybe I'd have a chatterbait on, or when he went to chatterbait, I'd go back to the topwater, or, you kind of go with the flow on that stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I feel like I've found that when I do better if I catch something early, where you feel it just gives you that confidence that you're making the right decisions, and it carries you through the day most of the time. Or that's what has helped me, but it's funny, with the weights, because they had you in third for the longest time, tied with the other guy. And then when I looked, like I kept updated or whatever, and then I noticed that they had dropped you to fourth. And that's when I really started looking at the boaters and what they had done on day one, what their co's had done. And I was like, you had the perfect setup, for it to happen. And then we're watching, and like these guys keep coming up, and I'm like, where's Jeff? Come on, Jeff. And then I saw your boater.
On day two.
Yeah, on day two. And then I saw your boater come up, and I'm like, okay, here it is. If he got one, he's next. And they called Jeff, and then that was it. So it was neat to watch. We were pulling for you,
He probably called two in the bag, or did you see the bag at first?
He said he's got two, and when he put them on the scale and he put his hand on it and he looked back at you, I saw you, like, you could just tell. I was like,
I was looking at the scale. I got it on my camera.
Well, you have to. Like, what else you got? And then he let go, and you knew then, when he let go. So I knew you had a good enough lead.
I didn't know for sure then, because like I said, I was sitting in line. I was looking at the other guys, and okay, one little one there, one little one there, one. But Chumbler comes up, and he's carrying a bag with like 3 bass, and 2 of them are like good size. I'm like, well, okay. And I'm like, I knew at that time he had that. So I'm thinking, wow, I'm surprised. I didn't think I had 5'9". I thought I had like 4 something. I didn't weigh it, but I should have known better. The first fish I caught that day was probably, like a 16-inch smallmouth, but it was pretty skinny. But the largemouth, the second one I caught here, he was probably, 17, but he had a belly like me. So I'm glad he liked to eat like me, because he was chomping on shad. He had that kind of linebacker build. He must have been a little more than I thought. But yeah, I'm looking back there, and then I see Chumbler walking up on stage, and I'm like pacing around, my stomach's doing figure 8s here, and I hear him announce one fish, and I look up there, and I see this tiny fish in the bag, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, that's when I'm like, oh my God, this is pinch me. It's like, no way.
I was worried though. Like, I know they held the other co-angler to the end. The guy that had the one, he had 8 pounds, so he was ahead of you going in, and they held him, and they're like, there's one more left. They called you up there, and I'm like, oh boy. And when I saw him lift his bag up, I'm like, yep, it's over.
Yeah. It was I didn't know it was over till it was over. It's so cool. Hey, thanks everybody. And my phone's starting to blow up. You were like the first one, and I'm like, oh, you're like, you got this. I'm like, I don't think so at that time. And
oh yeah,
you're in a state of no way,
Right. Well, your goal for the year was what?
My goal was some hardware. when I came in, I was pretty confident. You get something up until 5th place. I was pretty confident I was going to make that hardware, and I was happy because I was going to make the regional.
Right.
And how can I say this? So day 2 almost didn't even happen for me. And I'm going to make you watch the video to find out what happened on it. It's gonna. I've got a lot of interesting stories to tell here. It's and I'm not just making it up. Dumb things you can do yourself. It's all on me on how I tried to screw it up about 6 ways. I almost couldn't fish on day 2. So, so I was in the boat, and I was like, well, I'm Eric, positive mental attitude. Life is good. I made day 1. I was hoping to get my regional fish. I'm behind a great boater. I'm going to learn a lot. I'm going to get some great video. And you know what? Life is good. It's beautiful out here. I'm way south of Paris. There's no houses or anything. It's just quintessential beautiful. In fact, I didn't have my video camera on, and we were going like 75 down the lake. He had a 21-foot boat, and he is hauling butt. He wants to get to his fish as soon as possible because he knows that bite window was small, and he knows he has about, at least 45 minutes to a spot. And it ended up taking us like 53 because of our fog delay down there. But the coolest thing, and I wish I could have gotten, and I don't know if anyone else got pictures on day 2, when I was looking at the east side of the lake, and the fog was coming out through the trees really heavy into the bays, and it looked like it was like a mirage, like it was sand coming down, or if it was waterfalls coming down all the east bank. It was really, really wild and cool looking. I'm sorry. What was your original question? I'm reliving memories and getting all jumbly again.
Yeah, you did good. I think we're all probably anxious to see the footage. Hopefully that turns out. And
yeah,
our little group will get a little bigger now.
Yeah, and man, I appreciate everyone coming up, talking to me, saying hey. All throughout the year, I've had the downer year. Everyone saying, "Hey, just keep, fish your way through it. Keep it up here." I honestly think it really made a difference. I really did, guys, here, and I get, I get a kick out of it. I think, are we a bunch of misfits or whatever? But we work together, and we have a good time here. We share a common interest, right?
Yep. Yeah, I think the group was probably built organically, and that helps a lot.
And when I thought I was going to get a piece of hardware, I didn't think it would be such a big, beautiful piece of hardware.
Right.
When I brought it home, my family went, "Oh my God, look how big that thing is. That is so cool."
Yeah.
They probably saw the little plaques out there or whatnot. And then I was talking with Oliver today. He goes, "Oh, it's the first of many." And my brother-in-law said, "Hey, congratulations here. You going to win another one next weekend?" I'm like, "No, this is my goal. I'm done. I think I'm going to retire." He's like, "Yeah, right." And Oliver's like, it's just going to want to make you, make you want it more and work harder for the next one. And then when I came over today to put it up on the shelf, I'm like, it's kind of lopsided. I kind of need one over there to have my feng shui. So my wife's like, you're leaving me again next weekend? Are you going to fish Sunday again and leave me home alone? So I'm like, honey, we're launching from a casino at the regional. I made the regional, book a room. She already booked a room there. It wasn't bad, like $83. I know you got a room going, but guys, I learned from some other super tournaments. I guess they're not as big as they used to be. you better book right away. I didn't have a place in Ozark, so I was going to have to drive like 40, 50 miles to get a $110 room, as opposed to like a $250, $300 room anywhere near PB2 here next weekend. And thank God Oliver had an extra room. And in fact, I meant to book Ozarks today here. But go ahead and make your plans, get your guys together. The packets went out today. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you going?
Oh, yeah.
Are you going, Eric?
Yeah, I managed to stay in. I was in 36th. And when I saw 37 people blanked, I was like, well, I should be safe, because if the 35 ahead of me caught a fish, it doesn't matter. I just got to worry about the ones below me. And I ended in 57th place for only catching a fish on one tournament. So,
ooh, doggy. All right, my friend. Sounds good.
Myself and Dan Brown, and then one other gentleman we got a house up there. And
nice. You're going to get up there and practice?
Yeah, hopefully. I'm going to practice with Jim Jones on Thursday. So
awesome.
As long as everything works out, we're going to kind of plan on doing that. So
yeah, I took advantage of a situation here. I think I have lined up a really good boater. Thank God for the channel. I think I'm going to land up with Pat Odell here.
Oh, nice.
For a practice day. Yeah. Life is good.
Nice. Yeah.
But looking forward to the Ozarks next weekend too. My wife's like, hey, now you got the positive juju of turning your season around here. Go get them and bring home another check.
Yeah.
Pay for that bait cave you got.
Right. Well, they just had that Cops and Bobbers tournament was this weekend down there.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, it fished pretty tough from what I was told. I had a buddy that fished in it, and it was local people won. Like Lawson Hibden won it with 19 pounds or something, but it dropped off pretty quick after him. Yeah,
I bet. To finish your last question, the video. Actually, I was behind on one little Shelbyville video here. I abbreviated that. It's not going to be the greatest video, but it's on time management. And I saw a Reddington video on that the other day, and I looked how I kind of mismanaged time a little bit. So I kind of made that the theme here. And, actually, even though it wasn't a lot of good fishing, I think I got some good stuff on time management. I'd like to hear your feedback on that. That'll drop this Thursday. And since I'm going to be at the Ozarks this weekend here, I won't have much time to go on those videos. So, I'll let you guys know here. Plan to have a stream, next week. I know a bunch of us will be fishing at Ozarks tournaments and talking more, about the end of the month is Toyota, and then we're back on to the regionals. So we got to, kind of, April, end of February, March, April is the big fishing season. Now we're back into the big fishing season again. So I think it's worth having a few shows here. But yeah, it will probably take me 2 or 3 weeks to get to get the final one. My boaters were great. A lot of good conversations, a lot of fun, a lot of interesting stuff. So I hope you guys all stay tuned for that. And then, hey, thanks again for everybody's support here. I was just hoping to get, some, like I say, some plaque this year, finish in the top 10 and something like that here. And, I didn't picture being able to win one of these things, for a while. And, there's a lot of luck involved as a co-angler. I mean, it takes skill and experience and, a lot of experience, and time on the water and keeping a level head and, having our network that, doesn't share secrets, but shares good information. I mean, spots aren't really secret anymore. Techniques aren't really secret. Colors aren't secret. I mean, there's very few secrets here. It's back to, if you apply the experience, you do your homework, you get your time on the water. I mean, you got to have your head in the game so you don't get stubborn with the bait. You go with the flow of the fish. You listen to the feedback of other people in the fish. You have a good attitude, and you pay attention to, like, little things. Where's my boater throwing? Where is he not throwing? What is he catching them on? What is he not catching them on? You know what I mean? It all adds up. It's you got to get all facets of the game kind of going, and then when you do, you still need the good luck to get the right boater draw who happens to be the right place at the right time to give you the right opportunity.
Right. So much. Look,
Yeah.
hey, if he didn't have to take a leak,
I don't get that 3-pounder. I don't
fish. Right. I mean,
yeah,
just weird stuff, that happens. That
yeah,
it's funny.
Yep. Okay, here. Have I missed any questions here? Let's go through here, and if you guys got any questions, let's. I was planning about 10 more minutes here and get into the Bears game. I'm not sure if any other fans of Monday Night Football or Vikings here. I'm looking forward to a good Bears season. Hopefully. All my bites were just tiny ticks, and yeah. There's a lot of small bait fish down there, and like the skipjacks and striped bass and some other bass. A lot of times the guys have been telling me down there, and I heard this last year and I experienced it in the LBL, they like biting at your sinker. They actually bite your sinker, not your bait or hook. I mean, I don't know, but it must be true because a lot of people say it. Kind of like when you go out fishing, you're kind of in a good spot if you get a bunch of bluegill nibbles. Yeah, they're a pain in the butt, and sometimes they take your bait, but you're in the right area. If you're really not going to catch a lot of bass unless there's bait fish around, whether it be shad and you're hitting them, or bluegills and they're nipping at your stuff. Don't you think, Eric?
Oh yeah, there's got to be food. I want to see food there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Boater had a big drum and even a big buffalo carp. Oh wow, on his crankbait. Yeah, my boater had a big old drum that got him excited, and I'm coming up. I'm like, oh, that's a good size one. I'm like, oh, it's a drum. He's like, really? Sorry. 3 jig fish and 1 top water. Yeah, it was definitely kind of top water early, and if you weren't like a scoper. It was a jig, a crankbait, or a chatter bait for everyone I talked to, and what I heard. Isn't that kind of what you heard on the streams there, Eric?
Yes. Yeah, a lot of top water. That was a big deal. Spinner bait, chatter bait. You didn't hear many. I'm talking about a jig, but I'm sure they were throwing it. But yeah, top water seemed to be the big deal.
Yeah. I wonder if it's going to play on Ozarks this weekend. I mean, that's a big shad lake too, right?
Oh yeah, that same bait you were throwing. Walk around the corners of those docks, or black buzzbait gold blade. If you can bounce it off of the floats on the docks, like throw it right on the edge of them, make it hit them floats.
Yep.
Blow up on them there.
I'll ever lost a rod. I'll have to commiserate with them. Thanks so much, Matt. Appreciate it. Yeah. And you just think, John, if you would have fished that run and maybe got a fish, could be you as ALY. Did you? No, I didn't. Where'd you post that, Dustin? Like on your Facebook feed? No, that's cool.
Hopefully he's doing better. I don't know if you saw his post, but he
he got real sick. Yeah. Wow, that's scary stuff. Yeah, I responded to his post too. I mean, I got to be 55, and like about every 55-year-old guy I know, you're on the statins and you're on the blood pressure pill. Nothing serious with me, but I mean, it's a maintenance thing.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Oh, really?
I think you'll like that.
Wow. That was on my. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that'd be an awesome one to fish. Next year we may have to hook
Road
up.
trip.
Yep, that would be awesome to go up there.
Is that their super tournament, Ron, or just a tournament? I think isn't the Tackle Warehouse Invitational up there? I think it was day 1 sonar, day 2 no sonar. I heard some guys talking about it on a podcast I was listening to the way home. Yeah, I had that one on the bucket list this year. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, same here.
Oh yeah, Eric.
Regionals, probably Lake of the Ozarks. They got a 2-dayer table, and maybe Table Rock. We talked about maybe Kentucky Lake. I don't know yet. We're gonna do one. But I've got.
Are those all coming up in October or end of September? What's the time frame?
Yeah, one of them's November. I think Table Rock might be November, or Lake of the Ozarks is November, and Table Rock's October. I don't remember which way it works, but a little bit smaller fields, so it's harder to make the championships out of it. But the fishing's better than going up there and fighting 120 boats at Wren Lake and chasing the same 6 fish. So
the same 10 good spots.
Yeah. And then we're leaving. Let's see. Next Tuesday, we're leaving for Texas to fish the Big Bass Splash, which is a 3-day.
Oh, no way.
It's like our Big Bass Bash, but it's on Lake Fork. So.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that's I'm jealous of that. That's next week.
Yeah, next Tuesday we leave for that, and then it's a tournament.
Oh, wow.
The tournament is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's a 3-dayer. So
I expect to see video on your channel, sir.
Probably won't. I might take it with me. It's just it's so much work. And I'm not great at the commentary part. I need to just work on it a little bit.
Yeah.
But and that's such a big part of it. Like I've got great videos on there of fish catches, but I don't talk about anything. I don't say anything about the lures I'm throwing. I don't say, and I've looked at it and been like, oh my God, I missed so much opportunity to actually do good with that. And instead I just put videos up of fish catches,
that happens to a lot of people. It's a lot of work, and you gotta have some DNA to say, I want to take on that challenge. And they say it takes about 100 videos, 100, to really learn how to make good YouTube kind of videos and good content. I mean, producers just don't walk out of grade school and with their mini cam and, get Oscars, right?
Yeah.
It's like anything else. It's like fishing. You gotta put in your shed time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he really tried. Yeah, I had that happen once, and we're trying to do power poles, or you're trying to drift, or he's trying to idle. Yeah, that lake is fierce on equipment. I mean, regular lakes are, but Kentucky Lake is so rough. I mean, we were talking about that. I have never been on that lake where it's been calm all day. If it's calm in the morning, it's not calm in the afternoon. Sometimes it's rough in the morning, and then it's calm in the afternoon. Calm, almost never.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's the biggest last stop in the Tennessee chain. It's the biggest dam. It's the most water flow. All the Tennessee dams in the whole system empty out into it. Think about that.
Yeah.
That's a mass of water.
Yeah. And it's long and straight. There's no break from it.
And it's basically north-south. So you get north-south winds, and
that's most of your wind. Yeah.
Yeah. Matt was over at Laz just practicing. How'd it go there? Any pointers you want to share with anybody? Is this their super? Yeah,
Ozark. Yeah.
Ozarks next weekend is their super. It's Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
Don't get to fish that one either.
Yeah.
I
You'll just go to Lake Fork.
Yeah, I may squeak by still with the regional. I'm
Really?
in like 11th. I'm in 11th in points. So
really? Oh wow.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, you
We'll
should
see
get. Yeah, I think you should.
Yeah, and that's at Grand. Well, just go down. Hey, do me a favor. Go down there and win that, so that I have to go to Grand Lake and fish the regional. Would you?
Yeah. I told my wife. She was asking me about that, and I go, "Yeah, we got a better chance of winning that $1.5 billion lotto than me winning again next weekend."
Right.
I'll put my money on that first. Yeah, thanks. If we get him, I'll name drop anything that gets some more good juju. Yep. KY is October late. I assume the USA Bass and Regional he's talking about, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oops. Oh wow, dude! I hope you got everything going. You know, our thoughts and prayers will be with you here. You get that under control, and it's nothing serious. I mean, you got to be good to go for the regionals and go fishing.
Right.
Yep. Little power, some finesse, and just see what's working. Yep.
Yeah, that wacky around those docks is usually pretty deadly.
Yeah.
And a staple there is a green pumpkin brush hog with the tail dip.
Yep.
And that's like the Ozark staple.
Yep. I mean, Kentucky Lake too. I mean, I was throwing a Carolina rig. I lost a couple on a Carolina rig. In fact, even on day two, and on day two, I had a nice bite on a jig, and he starts swimming off, and I'm not a wacky setter. I was, dragging a football off a little shoal, and then he's got it. I take up slack. I feel it load a little bit, and and just nothing. Pull it in, nothing. No knot, clean break, and I'm like, oh, my crankbait about 10 minutes ago had shells on it. So it's probably down there in some shells. I don't know if they're zebra mussels or what, but get down in there and yep.
There you go. Matt's giving you the juice. His next
He's giving everybody the juice.
So if that's where they're at, that walking bait off the corner of those docks is usually pretty good. Yeah. Or like you said, a jerk bait. Be good.
Yeah.
The old mayor, maybe, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I picked up some of those for Lake Fork.
Oh, yeah. I hope you got the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks so much again. Thanks for everyone, for all the mental support and physical support and channel support. It's been a heck of a fun ride, and I hope it's just the beginning of it. And I can't wait to celebrate wins for other people for the Bass Angular crew. I'm sorry I've got behind here. I've been meaning to get some more merch. Well, some merch here. But there's this damn thing called a day job that you do during the day and fishing on the weekends and editing videos at night during the week that, and family too sometimes get in the way of some of your aspirations. So, we'll be working on that for sure here. And if, I'll just kind of do a poll here. I've been meaning to do this too. I mean, I've been looking at hats. I've been looking at maybe T-shirts or fishing shirts or, I'm sitting in the parking lot. I get back to my car. I didn't realize that they won a Kentucky Lake I parked right next to Gabe, but didn't realize it. When I come back out, I got a THM sticker underneath my window, my windshield wiper. It's a nice thick UV to, decal to like, put on your car or boat here.
Yeah.
By, show of just everyone throwing the chat, hat, shirt, sticker. I don't know. Whatever you think. What do you think, Eric?
I like hats.
Like hats. Yeah, fishing guys like hats. That's the main thing
I don't
I
do
was
much
looking
with
at.
stickers.
Yeah. Yeah, me neither. Yeah, James, good luck, my friend. Thanks for the support here. And regional should be fun. Mississippi is fun. You can go back and watch my 2 videos from last year on the Mississippi River. Hope to get up there and do 1 day of practice myself. It's a fun place. It's a really very different kind of style of fishing in some ways. To those traditional, a Shelbyville or a Wren, definitely. Shelbyville seems more kind of river system like than Wren, but it really just it doesn't have the current like a real river does. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's with them taking pool 13 out, it's going to make it. I think it's going to fish a lot smaller than what it did last year.
Less boats too. We'll see. If it's 60 and 60, that's right. 60 and 60 is 120. At least I hope we won't be into the 1.5 boat ramp, the emergency ramp from last time. That was a big backup here, and it looks like a lot nicer facility at that casino with the docks there. I didn't look at the boat launch, but I heard someone say it was better. Okay, we got 1 vote for hat.
Yeah, I looked at it on a map today. The launch looked okay.
How many boats wide was it, or was there more than 1? Is it 2? Mm-hmm. Good. That's plenty good.
Yep.
Hat. Okay, hat's 3-1. Hat's 4-1. Okay. Or 4-0. All right, everybody. Thanks again. Good luck to everyone this week here. We'll have a show next week. We got some Ozark guys. We'll talk about that. Anything you want to talk about or certain topics here. And, I can dream some up other than just tournaments or techniques or who knows what. The rules for next year, whatever. Give me some ideas. Eric, you got any ideas to throw out there?
For the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be a lot of you'll have review of your Ozark win and then preview for the regional, and we'll be there.
Yeah.
It's only a few weeks away. So.
Yeah. I don't have any guests lined up here. We haven't had a voter in a while, a new voter here. I've been kind of cold calling some people. I thought I had some leads. Schedules didn't work out. Things change here. If anyone's got any ideas of leads, please throw it out to me one way or another here.
Sure.
Taking wife to casino. Me too. We booked our rooms this morning. All right, Ron, we'll have to go play some poker. Oh, they don't have poker there. That's right. You got to go to the other casino to have a poker room. I'm a poker guy. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks, Eric. Video dropping Thursday. We'll be thinking of you next weekend.
Yeah. Sounds good. Hope you guys do
all
good.
Right.
Ozarks.
All right. Thank you, sir. I hope we crown someone else out of the bunch for Ozarks Co. here. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Yep.
All right, everybody. Good night and go Bears.